Join me as I challenge myself to recreate some of the very first web pages and explore the origins of the World Wide Web. In this video, you'll explore the fascinating history of early web pages and the development of the World Wide Web, setting the stage for how it revolutionized communication and information sharing. Get ready to take a trip down memory lane and discover how far we've come since the dawn of the internet. From humble beginnings to a global phenomenon, the World Wide Web has transformed the way we live, work, and interact with each other. So, buckle up and let's dive into the fascinating story of the early web. Before the web, information sharing was a daunting task. Imagine having to rely on physical mediums like books, newspapers, and magazines to access knowledge. The constraints were evident: limited accessibility, slow dissemination, and a lack of interactivity. It was a world where information was largely confined to physical boundaries, making it difficult for people to connect and collaborate across geographical distances. The early developers of the web faced significant challenges in creating accessible web pages that could transcend these limitations. Discussing the limitations of information sharing before the web is essential to understanding the context in which the World Wide Web was born. The need for a more efficient, accessible, and interconnected way of sharing information was palpable. This need sparked a series of innovations that would ultimately give rise to the web as we know it today. The early developers were driven by a vision of a world where information could be shared instantly, across borders, and without the shackles of physical mediums. The challenges faced by early developers were multifaceted. They had to contend with limited computing power, slow internet speeds, and a lack of standardization. The web was still in its infancy, and the rules of the game were being written as they went along. It was an era of experimentation, innovation, and perseverance. Despite these challenges, the pioneers of the web persevered, driven by their passion for creating a better, more connected world. One of the earliest limitations of information sharing was the need for physical infrastructure. Information had to be physically transported from one place to another, which was time-consuming and expensive. The web changed this paradigm by enabling instant access to information from anywhere in the world. This democratization of information access marked a significant shift in the way we consume and interact with knowledge. Another major limitation was the lack of interactivity. Traditional mediums like books and newspapers were static, offering limited opportunities for engagement and feedback. The web, on the other hand, enabled real-time communication, feedback, and collaboration. It transformed the way we interact with each other, creating new avenues for collaboration, discussion, and debate. The early web was also hampered by the limitations of computing power and internet speeds. The processing power of early computers was limited, making it difficult to handle the complex tasks required to create and maintain web pages. Internet speeds were also painfully slow, taking minutes to load even the simplest of web pages. It was an era of waiting, patience, and frustration. Despite these challenges, the early developers of the web pushed forward, driven by their vision of a more connected world. They experimented with new technologies, developed new programming languages, and created new standards for web development. It was an era of innovation, iteration, and progress. The evolution of early web browsers played a critical role in shaping the web experience. The first web browsers were text-based, lacking the graphical user interface we take for granted today. They were clunky, slow, and limited in their functionality. However, they marked the beginning of a new era in web browsing, paving the way for more advanced browsers that would soon follow. One of the most significant advancements in early web browsers was the introduction of graphics. The first graphical web browser, Mosaic, revolutionized the web experience by introducing images, colors, and a more intuitive user interface. It marked a significant shift in the way people interacted with the web, making it more engaging, accessible, and user-friendly. The development of HTML was another critical factor in shaping the early web experience. HTML, or Hypertext Markup Language, enabled developers to create web pages with structure, layout, and content. It was the backbone of the web, providing a standardized way of creating web pages that could be accessed by anyone, anywhere. The early web was also marked by the emergence of key figures who played a significant role in shaping its development. People like Berners-lee, the inventor of the World Wide Web, and Mark Andreessen, the creator of Mosaic, were instrumental in pushing the boundaries of what was possible on the web. The launch of the first graphical web browser, Mosaic, was a pivotal moment in web history. It marked a significant shift in the way people interacted with the web, making it more accessible, engaging, and user-friendly. It was a turning point that would accelerate the adoption of the web, paving the way for the modern internet we know today. The introduction of major websites like Yahoo, AltaVista, and Hotbot marked another significant milestone in web history. These websites provided users with a way to search, navigate, and access the vast amount of information available on the web. They played a critical role in shaping the web experience, making it more useful, relevant, and accessible. The evolution of early web browsers continued with the launch of Netscape Navigator, which introduced new features like JavaScript, SSL encryption, and plugins. It marked a significant improvement in the web browsing experience, providing users with a more secure, interactive, and engaging experience. The early web was also marked by the emergence of online communities, forums, and chat rooms. These early social networks enabled people to connect, collaborate, and share information in ways that were previously impossible. They paved the way for the modern social media platforms we use today. The web also played a critical role in democratizing access to information. It enabled people from all over the world to access knowledge, learn new skills, and connect with others who shared similar interests. It marked a significant shift in the way we access, consume, and interact with information. The web's impact on commerce was also significant. It enabled businesses to reach a global audience, sell products online, and provide services to customers around the world. It marked a significant shift in the way businesses operated, creating new opportunities for growth, innovation, and entrepreneurship. As we fast forward to the present day, it's clear that the early developments of the web laid the groundwork for the modern internet we know today. The web has transformed the way we live, work, and interact with each other. It has enabled global connectivity, democratized access to information, and created new opportunities for innovation, entrepreneurship, and growth. In conclusion, the early web was a time of experimentation, innovation, and perseverance. It was an era marked by significant challenges, limitations, and breakthroughs. The pioneers of the web pushed forward, driven by their vision of a more connected world. Today, we reap the benefits of their hard work, ingenuity, and creativity. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the early days of the web. If you have any thoughts or memories of early web pages, share them with me in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my other videos on internet history, and I'll catch you in the next one.